Alright, so in case you haven't heard, Amber Heard is actually going to reprise her role in Aquaman 2. But, and be honest, is anyone really surprised at this? I mean, seriously, the movie was already in production, and if they're not willing to get rid of Ezra Miller after everything that he's been through and all the headlines that he made, then do you really think that they were going to remove Amber Heard? So for the 5 people that still aren't aware of why there was even a push to remove Amber Heard from the movie, let me see if I can quickly bring you up to speed. So about a decade ago, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard started a little relationship. Just like every toxic individual, they paired themselves together like Voltron and became a toxic couple. They officially decided to part ways in about 2016-17, around there. She, without naming him, accused him of being an abuser, and he, in a more direct manner, I believe, accused her of being an abuser as well. So from that point on, they took their troubles all the way to court. Now, after reading this report, this is how this goes. They officially split in 2016, the divorce is finalized in 2017, she makes a claim or allegation of abuse in 2018, so she reaches out for support from other women. She also writes an article for the Washington Post making the claim that she was abused and she's a survivor. Johnny then takes it upon himself to sue her for defamation in 2019. He makes the claim that the post was false, and now this is where we hear that she's not the one that was being abused. In fact, she was the one that was abusing, and that he's the actual victim in this case. So, he goes after her for about $50 million in damages. 2020, he releases an audio of her actually admitting that she hit him. Johnny also takes the United Kingdom newspaper, The Sun, because they made the claim that he is a wife beater. So he sues them for libel, loses that case. He accuses her of having affairs with either James Franco and Elon Musk. I remember hearing about that part. He then also accuses her of leaving him a little chocolate surprise in the bed.
Pick up my poop! Pick up my poop!
So he has the UK trial. Then, that situation happens. He takes her to court, sues her for $50 million. They award him $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages. She countersues him for about $100 million, gets $2 million in compensatory damages and $0 in punitive. And then, of course, we have 2022 when we all watch the trial together. So if you watch that, you know what happened already. And what a show that was. Alright, with all that said now, do you remember how I told you both of them are toxic? And because both of them are toxic, both of them work for different organizations. Johnny obviously works with Disney. He's Captain Jack Sparrow, probably his most famous role. And she, I believe Mira is her most famous role in Aquaman. Now there's an Aquaman 2 and a Pirates of the Caribbean 6 that I believe is also set to come out. When they're set to come out, I'm not too sure about Pirates, but I know Aquaman 2 is somewhere around November-ish, December. It was highly important that this movie does get made because I believe it's one of the last outstanding remnants of the DCEU debacle. I call it a debacle because when James Gunn was hired, he overturned everything. All the plans that they had in the current process, he just undid all of that. He canceled a line of movies, he fired a bunch of actors, and is redoing the whole DC situation with his vision in mind. So some of the previous work had to go. The 2 that I know are outstanding so far, that are set to release, The Flash and obviously Aquaman 2. Now, unless I hear different, it's confirmed that Amber Heard will be in this movie. What I find interesting though, is given all of the situation and given all of the scandal that's taken place between the 2 of them, I would have thought companies would have thought to steer very clear away from both of them for now. Kind of let the fire die down and then maybe you could work with them in the future. Amber is being brought back into the circle. With Johnny Depp, no such decision has actually sounded like it's moving forward. We don't know if it's because of him or it's because of Disney wanting to steer clear away from individuals that are accused of spousal abuse. I don't know if I can call this hypocritical at all. They have the right to work with who they want to. However though, I do find it interesting that they can make one choice for one individual such as Amber, but another choice for Johnny. If you remember, and I might very well be mistaken on this because I haven't really watched this series, but the Fantastic Beasts series, isn't that from Warner's as well? I swear that's from Warner Brothers. So for now, we'll just have to see how this goes. But to be completely honest with you, after that trial, I just stopped caring after a while. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Warner's is hypocritical? Do you plan on seeing Aquaman? And if there is a Pirate 6 coming out, do you plan on seeing that? Or are you kind of like me and you stopped caring after like the second and third one? Do you think Aquaman 2 will have the same little kick that Aquaman 1 did? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I will see you again for the next one. Be easy.